coming straight off a slumps. A crazy motherfucker named Nipsey. I'm turned up, cause 12 in the valley, black on black.
Nipsey is the truth, man.
I'm not gonna lie and portray this ultimate poise like I've had it figured out. Nah, I just didn't quit. That's the only distinguishing quality from me and probably whoever else going through this or went through this or is gonna go through this, is that I ain't quit. I went through every emotion. I went through every emotion with trying to pursue what I'm doing. What's gonna separate whoever's gonna try to go for something is that you ain't gonna quit. Unless, you're gonna really take the stance if I'm gonna die behind what I'm getting at.
Nipsey, who do you have with you?
This is my daughter, Imani Dior.
Is this your first Grammys?
Yes.
How are you feeling?
Good.
Dad, how are you feeling?
I feel great.
No message from the set. We accept your challenge.
Cure AIDS?
Absolutely.
Come on, why we don't know about that?
Absolutely.
And
and he just died mysteriously down there.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so you know how they play.
Oh yeah.
Niggas was tweeting me, Hustle, be careful, man. Your plane gonna go down. I say, niggas better ride for me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Don't pray.
We gotta talk about this, everybody. Hey, everybody, what's up? What's going on? What's happening? So this is a video I wish I never had to make, unless it was about him passing in his ripe old age. But unfortunately, I have to make this video, this quick card chat, because I just don't have enough time right now to go into a full-fledged chart reading or detailed analysis of what's going on. I may come back later and do that. But I just unfortunately had to make this video about the passing of Nipsey Hussle. And I know we have a lot of celebrities that pass. And even though we may not have known them personally, a lot of us, you either listen to their music, you watch them on TV, they're one of your favorite celebrities because you identify with something about them, or it's something about them that, speaks to you. And we become closer, or we have more quote unquote love for sometimes people that's on TV or celebrities than we have for our own family, our own kin, our own brothers and sisters, people, our friends, people we see on an everyday basis. Usually when a celebrity passes, it's always sad to me. When anybody passes that's not quote unquote evil, just doing evil things. Anytime somebody passes me, that really does affect me. I think about it, and it just seems like to me the good really do go first and go young. And I guess if you think about this world, how it's set up, what we dealing with, maybe that isn't so hard to understand. Like if you believe in karma, if you believe in different things like that, maybe the good go young because they came here, they did their purpose, or they knew the mission they signed up for and they had to go. But it's so unfortunate with Nipsey Hussle being 33. A lot of times, and for those of you that are in the numbers and all of that, sacrifices and stuff like that, I know that 33 number will mean a lot to you. And as far as Nipsey Hussle, I've listened to his music. I mean, he's not one of the people where I have to have, I have to have his CD on or his songs on all the time. Or not that a lot of his songs are classics to me, but he's definitely somebody who I've always liked his music. I have several of his albums that I've downloaded. I mean, his music stays in my playlist. But one thing about Nipsey Hussle that I respected more than the music, and this is in the age of social media where you can find out things about people, and the internet where you can go and you can look at people's personal business. It just isn't about the music anymore. How you feel about people personally does persuade how you feel about that individual as far as you buying their music and liking their music. A lot of us nowadays tie our personal feelings about our artists into how we feel about them if we buy their music, because a lot of times nowadays you're buying into the image or you're buying into the person, not so much the product that it is that they're offering, or the talent in the form of a product that it is that they're offering. So Nipsey Hussle was one of those people, whereas I like his music, I listen to his music, I have had his albums in the past, I've had the songs downloaded, I've had the albums downloaded and actually purchased, spent money on his stuff. But I respected Nipsey Hussle the man more than I ever was into his music. Like I know we talk about, my channel is basically about astrology, tarot, zodiac signs, and a lot of times, if you guys have listened to my videos, one second, I'm in my car. It's like when I came out the house, it was cold.
Please fasten driver's seatbelt.
And now that I'm going back home, it's hot as hell with this little jacket that I got on. So anyway, with Nipsey Hussle, if you guys have listened to my channel before, you've heard me talk about Leos. Nipsey Hussle was a Leo, by all intents and purposes, if I'm not mistaken. And just while we're right here, let me go on record as saying, I noticed when I think about the female relationships, the females that Leo men are in relationships with, I know a lot of the signs. I'm familiar with a lot of the signs that the Leo female messes with a lot of the time. So that'll be your Geminis, your Aquariuses. Sometimes they may mess with Virgo. Sometimes they may mess with Cancers. And of course, Libras. And Libra goes both ways. Leo... Well, I focus on the females just because I've been friends throughout my life with a lot of Leo close friends, like the closest friends you can have, like family, but they're not your blood. They've been Leos. So I've always had a respect for Leos. I love Leos, even though I've fallen out with some Leos, even though I've not seen eye to eye with some Leos, even though they are Leos that have been in my life that I was very close to at one point that I don't talk to anymore, I always have love for them. I never have had a Leo, male or female, do something to a point where I don't have love for them. Even if we couldn't get along or we couldn't hang out for that particular moment in time, I always have love for them. I feel like Leo is one of the few signs who stand on principles, who stands on their word, who stand on loyalty. Now, I'm not saying that Leos don't wrong people. I'm not saying they don't do things wrong. I'm not saying that. I'm saying more than not, those are the things they stand on. They are serious about trust, about loyalty. You got to be loyal to the king. You got to be, the pack got to be loyal. Those are big things for Leos. And for Cancers, a lot of times, those are big things. I've been told by many people, not by many people, but by several people in my life, that I'm self-righteous, or I think I can, I have this high moral ground. And I mean, you're born how you're born. And I never try to be better than anybody else. And I'm not perfect. And I do shit that's just as wrong that I'm ashamed of or I regret as the next person. But on an everyday basis, I do try to just live on basic foundations and principles. So even if I'm going out here and I'm doing something wrong to somebody, or I didn't mean to do something wrong to somebody, I'm not doing the most, you know what I'm saying? I'm not doing the worst. Maybe I'll be a little disregarding of your feelings, or I'll do some things like that, but I'm not gonna go out and sleep with your man and fuck up your whole household. You know what I'm saying? It's just basic stuff that I stand on, and I find that Leos are the same way. Again, I'm not saying they don't have times where they may trade on you or they did some shiesty behind your back. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, because everybody makes mistakes. I'm saying in a general basis in Leo's life, they try to live it based on certain principles and morals, and I respect that. And with Nipsey Hussle being a Leo, it doesn't surprise me that he was standing up for certain causes, supporting his people. He was doing a Dr. Sebi documentary about the trial. And if for any of those of you who aren't familiar with Dr. Sebi, he's a natural healer. He was a renowned natural healer who cured AIDS, herpes, and other kind of diseases. And he died, and there's really no real cause, of his death. But the U.S. government took him to court because he claimed, I believe it was in a published paper, that he cured AIDS. So the U.S. government took him to court to try to get him, locked up. And he beat his case in court because he proved that he did what he said he did. So, and Nipsey Hussle was even quoted in the Tariq Nasheed interview, just saying people would text him and say, be careful, you know, you're doing this documentary, you know, and, you know, just be careful, you know, what if your plane might go down, or, you know, something like that. And Nipsey Hussle had said, and this is almost quote unquote, I saw the clip with my own two eyes. He said something to the effect of, y'all better ride for me. Like, niggas better ride for me. If something happened to me, you know, it wasn't about him being fearful or him being scared, but if something happened to him, he just wanted people to ride for him. You know what I mean? Because he did so much fucking riding for his people. Just even in his lyrics, it wasn't all about gangbanging. Like, he was dropping knowledge. Yo, this shit really, really hurts to hear that Nipsey Hussle is gone. And if you know Leos, the reason I feel like it hurts bad, number one, but the reason why it hurts extra bad to me is because I know he's a Leo. And I said in one of my videos before, I said this about a Leo and I said it about a Scorpio. And this may be what you know, these are things that maybe Leo and Scorpios have in common, because I do find that they hang out with each other. Leo men and Scorpio men do hang out amongst each other, and Leo and Scorpios, you can't even find them in couples and things like that. I've seen male Scorpios with Leo females, and Scorpio and Leo do get along, but sometimes because Leo needs all that attention and Scorpio think it's all about them too, but just on the low key, they make, you know, kind of butt heads. But at the end of the day, generally they get along until later on in a relationship, in a friendship. So I think the reason why it hurts so bad is because I know how much pride Leos have. I know how much Leos don't back down. I know how much Leos stick up for people. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to put my sunglasses back in the sunglass pouch. It's not working. Are these sunglasses too big? I know I had them in there before. What is going on? Wait a minute, y'all. Because I don't have no case for my sunglasses. And then if I don't put them in my car thing, they'll be all scratched up and shit. But I don't know what's going on with it now. They won't let me put them up there. But anyway, I know how much Leos are about their pride. I know how much Leos don't back down. I know how, because of those morals and things like that, you can find a lot of Leos that in this instance. Wait a minute, guys. I'm sorry for all this noise. I'm about to be throw these bags in the house. Sorry, give me a second. Oh, I don't want to break my other glasses in my hand. I don't want to break nothing I got in my hand, but I don't want to make a whole lot of noise for y'all. Anyway. So I know how prideful Leos can be, and in this example of Nipsey Hussle, and the way he was taking up for his people, his store was in the hood. He got killed outside of his store on Crenshaw and Slauson, I believe, and his store was in his hood. Like, they're a person of the people. You know what I'm saying? Leo is not too big to like leave. Like, they stay around the same people that do them wrong, because Leo, they're the leader. Like, you know, and it's like everybody should adore the Leo, and the Leo just can't understand what people don't. And one thing I wanted to say about the Leo, and that just really, I was thinking about it because of what happened with Nipsey Hussle's passing. So I've had like 3-4 tight girlfriends from middle school on up that were Leos. It was all of you may find that Leos hang with Leos, y'all. Leos hang in packs. So, and they hang with Cancers. So, and they date Libras. But anyway, because the Cancer and Leo have a lot of in common, mutual respect. So I used to hang around this group of Leos. All of them really cool. I love them still to this day. We never really fell out. It was more like little falling out, and then you just grow apart. So one Leo girlfriend that I have, and I've seen this play out with the other Leos in different situations, whether it be a boyfriend or something like that. But one Leo girlfriend that I have, she's the type, and we're similar in this way. She'll take up for people. You're not going to be a person that gets bullied around her. And what I found really funny is there was a clip And this is like the Leo man. The Leo man takes care of home. Like Leo men will be one of those men where you may find his wife stay home, take care of the kids. She don't work. She got the car. You know what I mean? Leo men can be like that. And one thing that would happen with my girlfriend all the time is if she care about you or you somebody that's getting picked on, or you need to be taken up for, she will take up for you against bullies, because Leos are that person, like they strong, they the king of the jungle. So most of them got a lot of heart, and then they got heart and they don't care what people think about them. So they're not afraid to jump out there and fight and to let you know what's up. You're not going to bully nobody around a Leo. But it's like a particular friend or just different situations she would get into, she would keep forgiving people. And she would come to their rescue every time. And I'd be like, man, I don't understand why she keep going back to that same person. They just did this to her. They just did that to her. But they have a very forgiving and loving heart, to be honest. And when you talk about Leo's downsides, one of the few downsides, so like I don't have a lot of negatives about Leo. The only reason me and my Leo friends had fallen out, or the only negatives about Leos, is number one, if it's a Leo and a Leo. Sometimes they can get into that little packish behavior and who's the king of the pack. So I find that, because Leo wants all the attention on them. At least they want to think all the attention on them, or it has to seem like all the attention's on them. So sometimes they may get in rifts with other Leos. So things like that would happen in our friendship group. Well, the only reason I would get in a rift of Leo is because, hey, I don't mind y'all having the attention cancer like to play the back. It's all about you. You get all the attention. When we talk, you always got something going on, because Leo will tell you all their business. They always got something going on, some kind of drama, because they a fire sign. So they always got something going on. And they will be there for you too. They will be there for you too. But the only times me and Leo fell out is if we both had something going on at the same time, and they were so stuck in what they had going on, they couldn't be there for me. So those are the times, or they don't listen. You know what I mean? Because sometimes a Leo will just think they know certain things, and you be like, hold up, listen. Which they're very intuitive. Fire signs have that spark of intuition too. It's like that internal knowing. They know things. So never doubt a Leo's intuitiveness. But it's just sometimes they can be so caught up in what's going on with them. And then if they have any negative habits going on or something like that, that could really throw a Leo out of whack. So I'm saying all that to say that no doubt, I did not know Nipsey Hussle, but I'm sure he was a stand-up man. He was a stand-up guy. There was a clip from Lauren London when I said about Leo men staying home and then women working, and just Leo men do good with people they can direct, and Leo women do good with men that they can kind of, they need a strong man, but a man that's flexible, like somebody that's going to let them kind of be the boss and understand this is her nature. She's not necessarily trying to be a man. One of my Leo girlfriends would always think she could do something just as well as better than men. And would tell her all the time, you're not a nigga, girl. You're not a nigga. So anyway, they're born like that. So you have to let that Leo woman kind of run stuff a little bit, so they do good with like Libra men, because they can direct Libra men. Libra men need somebody to direct them, and they do good with Geminis, because Geminis need a lot of support from their mate. Geminis need someone to help them out, direct them, stuff like that. Somebody there for them to talk to when Leos like to talk. So I saw a clip today of Lauren London, and she was like at some kind of party, and she must have been thinking or saying a couple of words to Nipsey Hussle, or what she loves about Nipsey Hussle. And you can barely hear what she said in the video, but what she said in the video was like Leo in a nutshell. She said, "You're always wherever I go," or something like that. Like, I got the gist that she was saying when she goes to things that she's nervous about or business meetings. She was like, "You never let me go alone. You're always there with me and for me." A Leo is going to direct them. They make sure their family's good. Their partner is good. Like, they take all that weight on their shoulders. And I just feel like Nipsey probably had a lot on his shoulders dealing with the documentary, still trying to do for his people in the community, but didn't having money, just still having being a part of both worlds. And it's just really sad that his life was cut short. on Sunday, March the 31st. It was either the 31st or the 30th. I can't remember how many days March has in it. It was the 31st because Friday had to be the 29th, right, guys? I don't know, but I'm very sad, and I just want to kind of do that as my ode to Leo. Leo men, Leo women, you guys are the shit. You guys take a lot on your shoulder that other people can't handle. But I wish you would be there for yourselves, just more and protect yourselves. You protect a lot of other people's, but you guys just need to protect yourselves. And I know there's some Leos out there that raise hell, and that may not be this pretty picture Leo, what I'm saying, but I'm saying in general, I've known a lot of Leos. I've like I said, I had a group about 3 or 4. To be specific, it was 3. 3 of those girls were Leos that I hung with. We were all like best friends. My high school sweetheart. So like the first guy in high school that I just like were head over heels crushing for. Because looking back now, you couldn't call it love. But my high school sweetheart, who we went together for like a year or so, from the time I was about 16 and a half to 18. And then I've had Leo male friends. We hang tight. We go out. You know, it's just all across the board. It's just a sign I've known for most of my life. And, you know, I just hate to see this happen to Nipsey Hussle. And I just wish his family the best, and that, you know, his soul stays strong with them here in spirit eternally. And I wish the best for Lauren, because, I mean, I don't know how you take something like that. They would just have to sedate me or something, because it's beyond unbelievable. So R.I.P. to Nipsey Hussle. Send him much love, and I hope we show him that his legacy will never be forgotten. And Nick Cannon, another Leo, just to show you how courageous Leos are. You got your cowardly lions, but in general, because I know a few Leos that are cowardly. Like out of those 3 or 4 girls, some would run from fights, but a real, true standing in their nature Leo, they're gonna say bring on the fight. So Nick Cannon, who is also a Leo, if I'm not mistaken, he did put out a tweet saying that he was going to pick up the Dr. Sebi production movie where Nipsey left off. So God bless Nick Cannon as well. Guys, stay safe out there. Watch who you're dealing with. Watch who you're around. Make your moves in silence, and love you. Love Nipsey. Peace.